Passionate, sophisticated, and devoted to living the good life, Spain is at once a stereotype and a country more diverse than you ever imagined. This is a country that lives very much in the present, and there's a reason why fiesta is one of the best known words in the Spanish language. It's because life itself here is a fiesta, and everybody seems to be invited. Perhaps you'll sense it along a crowded, post-midnight street when the world has come out to play. Whenever it happens, you'll find yourself nodding in recognition. This is Spain.
Spanish literature. Spanish literature. Spanish literatura española generally refers to literature, Spanish poetry, prose, and drama written in the Spanish language within the territory that presently constitutes the Kingdom of Spain. Spain's most popular contribution to the world. From art, culture, food, and literature, language, politics, science, and sports, Spain has undoubtedly made its mark in the world. And not only in terms of sangria, Alonso, and Nadal, anarchist movement, sun and sun, or the invention of the mop, Spain has been much more than that. And not just during Spain's golden age or after Francisco's death, Spain has long been a mixed tradition and invention or invention that continues to delight. The first one is Pedro Almodovar, the current king of Spanish cinema. Director and screenwriter Pedro Almodovar continues to delight audiences both in Spain and abroad with his brash, unique filmic vision, which has earned him a bevy of awards and fans worldwide, with success as Mujeres Alberti, Atike de Nervios, and Pablo Condeala from 1980s, Pepe, Lucy Bong, Otras, Sivas de Monton to his most recent film, Boomer. Almodovar's films have been famously hit and disturbing with a heavy infusion of vivid colors, pop culture, and song. These films are often credited with bringing realism to Spanish cinema, whose reality through its hard to solve. Second one is the Spanish language, principally delivered from Latin in the Spanish northern region, Castellano. The language of Spain, also known as Espanol or Spanish, has been provided a rich legacy to the world in terms of language itself, as well as Spanish words borrowed by others' language. Third one is Zara. As an obtuse features of heavy traffic shopping district throughout Spain and around the globe, Spanish fashion retailer Zara has become synonymous with stylish, reasonable price clothes for women, men, juniors, and children. Satisfied customers report that there is always something new at Zara, but in the business world, Zara has been heralded as a likely success story, achieving financial success and a strong global brand by against tradition fashion wisdom. Pablo Piscal. What will the world look like without the influence of Pablo Piscal, the man who revolutionized the art of worlds as much as the Renaissance of Michelangelo once did? Who knows, as it's hard to imagine a world without Cubism and Guernica, without Spain's most famous son. The 20th century most celebrated artist, Pablo Piscal, was a darling prolific sculptor and painter of new classical, surrealist, expressionist, and cubism style. Don Quixote. Arguably the world's greatest book, Miguel de Cervantes' Y Sabria, definite work on Quixote in English, or El Ingenio Hidalgo Don Quixote de la Mancha is without a doubt a standard of the universal literary canon. To get an idea of the book universality and influence, consider that the only Bible has been translated more times. The Alliance of Civilization. In today's red-hot political climate, both Western and Arab Islamic societies are faced with an increasingly polarized landscape. Spain, however, has decided not to sit back and watch but help find an answer. The Alliance of Civilization is a United States invented, first proposed by President of the Spanish government Jose Luis Rodriguez Zapatero in 2014, co-sponsored by Turkish Prime Minister and supported by the UN, Spain, and other nations. Last one is sherry, not a popular recipe like a sangria or the second cuisine like a cava to champagne. Sherry represents a unique experience in not just at the hands of today's popular brand, Tito Pipe. Sherry or Jerez as it's called in Spanish is a dry fruit-filled wine that contains 15 to 70% alcohol. It is most commonly made from Pulmonia grapes and is only produced in Jerez de la Frontera, Escuintla de Bermuda, and El Puerto de Santa Maria in southern Spain. Famous literary writers and their works. Federico Garcia Lorca, a founding member of Spain generation of 27 and avant-garde movement from the mid-1920s. Federico Garcia Lorca is one of the country's most celebrated playwrights and poets of all the time. In his early life, he wrote about flamenco, gypsies, and rural life, with Andalusian culture accompanying an important part in his work throughout his life. Famously, the author was killed by fascist nationalist force when he was just 38 and his body has never been recovered. Arturo Perez Reverte. This contemporary journalist and author is best known for his series of novels following the adventure of Captain Alteristi, a 17th century soldier in the Spanish Golden Age. The author is said to have found the inspiration for his novel in his disappointment at the lack of literary coverage of the time. His historic work of fiction appealed a wide audience and has been recognized internationally for his work. Rafael Alberti, another member of Generation of 27, Rafael Alberti started off as a painter before abandoning his study and turning to poetry. His first competition of poems, Marinero in Tierra, Sailor on Land, received the National Prize for Spanish Literature, and he gained recognition in the literary circle of Madrid. Later in life, he declared himself a Marxist, and throughout the Civil War, he was politically active and went in exile until the death of Franco. Juan Ramon Jimenez, awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1956 rather. Juan Ramon Jimenez is one of the Spanish most acclaimed poets and the most prolific too. His early life was marked by stint and sanitarium following his father's death and his experience with the nurses. This are depicted his writings. Throughout the rest of his career, color and music, which he related to feelings of love or loss, were prominent themes in his writing. He was attracted to the notion pure poetry without a message, but written for his lyrical nature. Rosalia de Castro, one of the female authors to gain national recognition. Rosella de Castor was born to a wealthy family in Galatia but had a troubled life marked with a family crisis and illness. She is most admired for her bold and unexpected move to the Galician language in her writing, as well as her depiction of harsh living condition of the poor. It's said that a feeling of suicide or suicide transpires in her work, a Portuguese word that has no direct translation but describes a sense of nostalgical yearning and sadness. Carlos Ruiz Zafón, one of the most successful contemporary author of his time. Carlos Ruiz Zafón was being translated into more than 40 different languages and published in more than 45 countries worldwide. His most famous work is La Sombra del Viento, The Shadow of the Wind, published in 2001 and set is a fictional Barcelona. It allows the adventure of Daniel Siempre on his quest to track down a mysterious destroyer of books. Since he has written a prequel to the novel El Juego del Angel, The Angel Game, and is set to add 4 more novels to the series. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for having learning us today. Bye and keep safe. Thank you.